He has not lost a poll in Arizona since
Good morning,
April
guys.
2023.
Hopping on playing some
He's winning
City
majority of the
Skylines
polls in Michigan.
2.
He's tied
They just came out
Wisconsin.
with
He's tied in
the Economy
Minnesota
2.0 mod
right now.
today, or
Virginia
a few days ago.
is too close to call right now.
I'm
Even
not
if you
anticipating
give former Vice President Biden,
it's
you
going
give
to
him Virginia,
address
you
the
give him
concerns that I
Minnesota.
had. I didn't
Guess
really
what?
care as much about the
He has
economy
to
as I
run
do
the board
about
across the entire Midwest. If he doesn't win Arizona,
the game engine
and it
actually
does not
running.
look like he does. And even if he wins
So,
Nevada, he still has
we'll
to win
see.
two
Anyway,
really big
wanted to
states.
give it a
in the
fair
Midwest. There are
shake since
far
it just
fewer
came out.
paths to victory for Joe Biden going into this election. Here's something else that Donald Trump is doing.
And whether or not the creators of the game know
he's
it,
campaigning in California. Now, I know he's never going to win the states,
it's
but
beside the
I
point.
think he sees the importance of winning the popular
But they might
vote
be
because they
kind
always
of
try
possessed
undercut you. If he wins the Electoral
or
College,
suggested
he wins the popular vote, he
into
can say,
causing
not only did I
certain
win
people
fair and
a
square, I
headache
have the
for no
mandate of the
apparent
masses.
reason whatsoever.
Shut up and take it on the chin.
So let's just
So
hope
that's
that
what we have going
they
into
don't.
this debate. Joe
And
Biden
that
has
we
been
actually have a good
sequestered away.
time.
He's been doing nothing but
Let's
prepare
have some
for
fun.
this. And
Try
that
to
means he only has a few methods of attack. So we are going to be live streaming the entire debate. CNN may remove us. I think we've opted to accept it.
Yes.
And take the hard strike.
Yes.
They have said that they will remove anyone who live fact checks the debate, anyone who simulcast streams it, which
What?
of course is yes.
CNN did this in
They
so
came right out and said they're going to do
many-
this. They came out and they actually, we have a call with YouTube later today. They said, YouTube told some of our colleagues, but Tim Pool on yesterday said, you need to call CNN. They said, yeah, we're going to actually
I
strike
have in
and
the
remove
background
anyone for
playing
copyright
Steven Crowder.
if you live fact check the debate.
For those
Now,
of you
that's
who
of
like
course because
that
we
kind of stuff.
always have the biggest streams when there's a CNN town hall or debate, and they don't
I'm a
like it.
fan.
Yes.
Steven
So make sure
Crowder's
you
an
watch
Do
entertainer.
they make it any clearer? They're just it's demonetized when that doesn't work, and Mugler
Alright,
helps us survive.
let's give this a try.
Throttle, shadow ban, so we get our audience to migrate over to Rumble. They say, hold on a second, give me an actual alternative platform. Now we will prevent any conservatives who are speaking the truth from having the ability to make a living. Demonetize, ban, if you have another
Where's my money
platform,
going,
go
man?
after these people legally so you can affect their entire business model. And that's why we're immune, because of you. Mud Club, lightofthepower.com/Mud Club. We can't do any of this without you. The election is a huge undertaking. This is what you watch November 5th. You will not be disappointed. We have more tools at our disposal than CNN, ABC, NBC, CBS, MSNBC, or any other digital stream. We have a lot. We have people on the ground and have real-time data analytics. We're not going to be calling a state with 10% of the vote in. If there's a pipe that bursts, which doesn't burst, we find out later, guess what? We're going to have someone there to investigate. Right there in real time, and you will be able to follow along with our electoral integrity map. It is millions of dollars. So we appreciate your support. We are going to be live streaming this debate tomorrow. That is the start of this season. The coverage starts 8 p.m. Eastern. The debate starts at 9 p.m. Eastern. And, well, this is a little bit of what you can expect. Hey, stay tuned for Debate Night live stream live. We will be live fact-checking all night.
This is big stuff.
First
Alright, I'm
play.
gonna restart it
You
here.
said there was world peace in 2022. There was very much.
Because I gotta reset
Okay,
these
well,
mods.
here's the truth. President Trump will be first in modern American history to start no new wars. We have a drinking game that you can play along with.
Drink. No, come on. That doesn't mean you have to drink twice.
You like the Dos Equis, man.
Los interesting man.
Or you're gay.
Hillary Clinton saying,
Nothing's tightened in my party for years. The AG in Pennsylvania
Figure
said
out
no
why,
circumstances will he allow Donald Trump to win.
If you watch like the debates, like the guy
I was
is like
losing so much
thoroughly
money to start
unimpressive,
that.
like bordering unintelligent. That's like better than unintelligent.
you'd anticipate a doctor to
Joseph President Biden. These debate streams, these are always fun, and by that I mean they're not, but we make them fun. On our side, we've got Donald Trump. I like those odds. And of course, special guest Nick DiPaolo will also be here at Third Chair. It's always fun. There's no one better at punching in and punching out so that you can hear the debate, but also hear the live fact check. And we like that a lot. So we have the drinking game rules. Bring them up. Cool, man. Anytime that Biden has a Biden moment, anytime Donald Trump is a zinger, the moderator interrupts Trump. Biden brings up Trump's felonies. Trump references Hunter Biden. And then you finish drink anytime Biden freezes for an uncomfortably long amount of time, or Biden falls down or poops. Now, of course, we're going to have to make judgment calls as to whether he pooped.
That's true, but we'll also there'll be some. I think Trump is 8 feet away, so that's he'll be able to smell it. So we'll be able to get clues from him.
Oh yeah,
Right.
he won't be
Look at
settled.
his face.
Oh, still losing
Gross!
Okay.
Good job.
Well, either way.
Cut back to Trump. He's got a clothespin. Says vote for Trump in a little sign.
If I were him, I'd be like, it smells like somebody went number 2 in their pants. Moving on to your question. Yes, Jake.
Number 2.
Actually, that's not identified. That could be a number 3, folks. That people have told me. It's a weird amalgamate of pee and poop.
Joe ain't Mexican.
Number
Number debate.
3.
I can tell.
So, let me set this up as far as what I think President Trump should be doing. Of course, who cares what I think?
Showing up.
Well, no, let's not set those expectations low.
Nick.
Biden, here's the thing. Biden has been sequestered. He is spending nothing but time preparing for this debate. Why? Because he doesn't have the mental bandwidth to prepare for anything else simultaneously. Look at what Donald Trump is having to do. This guy's had to campaign while he's been undergoing a phony trial and a conviction. We're going to go through the topics. I think the most likely lines of attack, and you can comment below as to what you think are the most likely lines of attack from Biden. I think it's going to probably be immigration. It's probably going to, because they know it's a weak spot. Probably abortion, Roe v. Wade, and he's going to at some point try and trumpet his Bidenomics record because no one is buying it. Donald Trump needs to spend very, very little time addressing the attacks from Biden. He needs to parry that, right? The most effective boxer, the most effective fighter, the most effective athlete in that sport.
Didn't actually.
Moving out of the way as much as you need to, and no more to be right back in a line of attack. And Donald Trump has a really strong ace in the hole here. He goes right back on the offensive, and he needs to go to contrast. I've been talking about this for 5 years. At 8 years of Barack Obama,
I guess.
he really had 3 of Donald Trump, and he should reiterate, you had 3 years of Donald Trump and then 4 years of Biden by the time you get to these elections. The contrast is so clear. Seldom do you get 8 years of a pattern, a completely
I know what the problem
a complete
is.
about face where you see different results for those years under Donald Trump and then back to same old, same old. He needs to contrast that. So let me go through some examples here as to how I
guys,
believe,
this is me just
he can
trying to get
handle
everything
it
set up
and how I
properly.
hope that you see him handling it. So a big topic I guarantee you Biden's going to bring up. It's the one winning issue because a lot of people are ignorant and unfortunately a lot of younger women vote with their pussies. Abortion. Oh, that's great. Says you. I'm a big fan. Can't get enough of it, apparently. So, abortion. Here's what you're going to see former Vice President Biden going to try and make this claim that Donald Trump wants to turn back the clock on women's rights.
States all over this country, from Ohio, Kansas, Michigan, Kentucky, Wisconsin, Virginia, women and men in every background vote, record numbers, record numbers.
Oh, so close to being coherent. Now, a lot of people say this is going to be tough for Donald Trump because, you have the conservative right who are pro-life, and he didn't answer very effectively. No, here's how Donald Trump handles this, the quick parry, because Biden's going to say he wants to put a federal ban. No, actually, Roe v. Wade, put it back to the courts, put it back to the states. I respect the courts. I respect the courts. It goes to the states. You don't respect the courts. You want a federal mandate of abortion, a federal mandate. And if he doesn't get it, he'll pack the courts. He'll add more seats to the courts. Can you? Right away, I respect the courts. Goes to the states. You don't respect the courts.
That should fix it.
Point him out to be the authoritarian that he is, because Joe Biden wants to enshrine Roe v. Wade into law. The next attack that I would right away go to, and the reason the states had to put, the court wouldn't have had to intervene. They wouldn't have had to do anything. The states wouldn't make laws. Your party wasn't so radical. 10 to 15,000
like I had to give it a fair shake.
late-term abortions every year, according to the CDC. 10 to 15,000. No one debates that's a life, Joe. At that point, it's 22 weeks. They could be born. Okay. Where's your line, Joe? Where's the line, Joe? Where's your line? Where's it not okay? Give him the floor. Throw it back to him. Shut up. Let Joe Biden have to answer for that. I guarantee you, if that question is asked, he will never answer. Never answer. So it's between a doctor and his patient, and 22 weeks, 15,000 per year, Joe.
He'll answer, but it won't be in English.
No, but they're also trying to
Subtitles.
drag this issue out of the 8th, 9th, 10th on people's list and try to make it first.
That's
They
right.
think they can win there. So I think this is the one that matters most. The hidden, move on. Just like you're talking about. Like, all of these, they matter. But this one is one he wants to spend time. He wants to drag the fight to abortion. Do not let him.
Ask him a question that he will not answer and stop speaking. Here's why. Remember how I said he's fighting the moderators? If Donald Trump says, well, where's it not okay, Joe? Where's the line? Just so I know, where's the line? Stop speaking. Where's the line? The moderator is going to have to say, you don't have to answer that, Joe. And if they say that enough, very clear that Joe needs a defense. He needs the umbrella, the covering of the moderators at CNN. If Donald Trump asks the parry, attack, and then put the ball in Joe Biden's court, you can't ask those questions, Mr. Trump. Fine, let him answer. They don't need to tell you to no longer interrupt. They're going to have to assist Joe, or you've tossed him a question that he cannot answer. Because here's the thing about leftists. They only destroy. They cannot build. They're not effective in offering an answer. This brings us to the next big issue. Because it is such an Achilles heel of former Vice President Joe Biden, everyone knows right now with immigration that it's not going well. And so you see this out on former Vice President Biden's social media. Now they're trying to say, no, I know you are, but what am I? Actually, it's you. It's you who didn't do anything on immigration. That's how Biden is going to attack. Now, of course, it wouldn't hold water if not for the arena of CNN.
We already have a nigger mayor. We don't need any more nigger big shots.
Sorry, right clip.
That's
Here's
not
the other
good.
one.
My first day in office, I sent Congress a comprehensive plan of immigration reform. My friends on the other side have done nothing with it.
Okay. So, right away we get to the parry. He's going to try and say, you just saw some variation of, you're not serious about the border. Donald Trump didn't do anything about the border. Donald Trump right away answered, parry that, get that shit out of the way, right away, to go to where he wants to go. I didn't do anything. I built 458 miles of border, Joe. I implemented the Remain in Mexico policy for asylum seekers. I did so little, Joe, that you immediately reversed 89 of Trump, me, that's me. Border policies by executive order, right away. You parried, I didn't do anything. So much
Excuse me.
all of it. And what has that led to? Now we go to contrast. Over 8 million illegals have been encountered since you've taken. That's just at the southern border. My entire presidency was 3 million. And more illegals, by the way, with criminal records than ever before. Under me, average per year was 5,000. With you, it's almost 13,000, Joe. 5,000 to 13,000. Terrorists encountered on the southern border under Biden. 11 under Trump, 380 under Biden. These are just the ones that we know about. And if Biden tries to go with a sappy story, he's going to try and do some kind of a personal example. You saw what happened with Lake and Riley, how that was effective. I believe you need to go to the empirical first and then provide an anecdotal, because the left only provides anecdotal and it's a much stronger 1-2 punch. Bring up something specific so that Joe has to answer for it, because he couldn't even get the name right last time. Last week, it was Jocelyn Nungray, 12-year-old from Houston, murdered by 2 Venezuelan illegals. Murdered. Person fought back. Here's the thing, it's a crime that never should have happened. You have all these criminals, terrorists coming over the border, Joe. As a result of your 89 reversals of executive orders, should still be alive today. That's a crime that never should have been, they shouldn't have been here. And then he wants to go for the coup de grace. Maybe that's why Hispanics, maybe that's why Latinos trust me more than Joe. That's what they say. 46-40. Trust Trump over Biden. Think about that. That's a huge swing. That's enough to change Arizona. That's enough to change Nevada. Talk to them. They're already on the Trump train. Everyone knows that President Trump loves Mexican culture. No surprise. So much so that he's even opening his own chain of Mexican restaurants. Yeah, I would eat there.
At least once.
It's better than the Amtrak plans. And did I miss anything? No? Okay, let's go to the economy here, because this is one that Joe Biden's sitting there and he only has a couple of claims that he can go to. What I mean by that is lie. And all of these references are available, of course, link in the description. We make them publicly available for you. I hope that President Donald Trump does this. So you are going to have some kind of a claim because the economy is bad, that Bidenomics is working and you're not seeing it, or some kind of class warfare that, no, we need someone who helps build the backbone of America, not just the wealthiest few. That's
playing
going to be
music
the
for some reason.
Folks, it's no accident. That's Bidenomics in action. Bidenomics is about building it top to bottom up, not the top down.
Okay, so this one's really pretty simple. You don't need to spend a whole lot of time parrying because if he makes an attack, just boom. No, Donald Trump's economy helped everybody. The attack and counter here's at the exact same time. Middle class is completely dying under Biden. You just go straight to the numbers. Since you took office, 90% is the increase in mortgage payments. 90% mortgage payments are up 90. Can you believe it? 90. I said, that's got to be a mistake. They said it's 90. Credit card debt over $1 trillion for the first time. Average incomes under Trump, that's me. They went up by 4,000, Joe. They only went up by 1,000 under 8 years of Obama. They went down $4,200. Annual incomes under you, Biden. Adjusting for the inflation. You look at the net worth increase, the first 3 years of presidency under Donald Trump, net worth increase 16%, Biden 0.7%. You want to go to a case study. Again, they use the anecdotal, lead it with the empirical, but hey, you've got a story, I've got a story too. 2/3 of small businesses say right now that Biden's economy could force them to close forever. Small business confidence is at an all-time low. All-time low. 12-year low, sorry, I should say 12-year low, all-time low in modern American history. Since we've actually been conducting these polls. That's lower than during COVID. Think about that. Jeez. These small, so when Biden says, racist, well then why do the Hispanics like me better than you, Joe? Oh, the backbone of the economy, small businesses, they hate you. There's nowhere for him to go. That's what I believe the most effective path to victory is here. Parry, right away, go on offense, and contrast. That contrast is a silver bullet that not a lot of people have. Donald Trump can be confident in his record. The American people, when polled, are confident in his record. They just maybe don't like him as a personality. That's less relevant when you're arguing the facts at the debate. I think President Trump is walking into a trap. Let me be clear. This is how you deconstruct that trap. Point out the magician's palm in it. They can't do it. Ask the question, leave it to Joe. They're going to have to protect him. They have to do that all night. He's going to come across as really weak, and I bet that Kamala Harris puts a blow dryer in his bathtub. And I guess, Josh is here.
That's right. Hey, yeah. I'm here to summarize your plan with our keys to the game for this Thursday's debate.
Okay.
Now, according to your plan, you got parry, attack, and counter. That's what we're going to do here. So Trump here, he's in the offset I formation. You see that right there? And he sees that the Biden administration, they're showing blitz. So what we're going to do is we're going to come right here. Linebacker's going to come this way. This linebacker's going to try to come this way. This guy's coming here. This guy's coming here. What he's going to do is he's going to parry. He's going to parry a little bit, let these guys come off. This way, let these guys come through. Let the fullback come up. Make it look like they're going to come this way. The running back's going to come right here. Bang. Attack it. Right at them. Right at them.
I don't even know what that means.
He's going to attack them. Right at them.
Those aren't real glasses.
And then he's going to do what? Counter, bang! This guy's going here, this guy's going here, this guy's going here. These two guys, they came up right up the alley to the touchdown. That's going to win the debate.
That doesn't help me at all.
Well, let's summarize a little bit easier.
Okay.
So we got the three biggest topics here. We got abortion, we got the economy,
right. That's like
those are connected, and then at the very top, the most important thing he's worried about is our border crisis.
Okay, whoa, yeah, all right.
This border's crazy. The umbrella of the border is just, it's nuts, and people are coming through like just.
Yeah, kill us all. That's been enough. We get that's good. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Josh. We appreciate it. You're good. Yeah, get out of here. We let out before our guest. Okay. Yeah. Take it down. Take it down. Hold on a second. Go back to the wine.
Oh, it's on sandbags.
We're talking about Elon Musk's rocket.
There you go.
There we go. It was Bob's Big Boy.
Evan is a nice lady.
He's not on yet.
So we're okay.
She's the national press secretary for Donald Trump.
Maybe that's why she's not on yet.
Yeah, is that why she's not on yet? You gotta learn.
Hey, Gerald, aren't the offense the circles usually?
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Yeah,
he made it the defense.
Well, before we go to Carolyn, Caroline, Nichols was winning.
Caroline.
Caroline.
That's right.
On the line, Caroline.
I don't. It's spelled the same. And then there's the C or a K. I just, you know what? I'm a fan.
Me too.
Either way.
Yeah, I do like. I do like the way that she handles the press.
Oh my God.
You know who else? I will say. You know what? Call me crazy. Call me crazy.
I know.
But comment below. I don't think that Burgum is a bad pick for VP.
Okay, so 5.
Bela Lugosi. I know, but here's the thing. You're going. No. Hear me out.
Go ahead.
Yes, he looks like a vampire.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, he looks
but
like a Muppet. But
very good with the people.
he's a governor. He's the Midwest personified. He's a successful businessman. And even though he obviously is not presidential, he holds his own in the media. He's not someone who just wilts. He talks about the sham trials. He really is a conservative. And Donald Trump, I wouldn't say it's a shortcoming, but he doesn't want someone who's going to be as strong of a personality as him. Certainly, I would say better than a Tim Scott.
Yeah.
Burgum, he's not a bad choice, and I know that's the short list right now. He's weird.
The more I see of him lately, in the last few weeks, you're right. He
Yeah.
talks about the stuff openly, and Trump doesn't. He's the businessman. We don't need another one, really.
Oh,
Huh? We need a
I like that as many as possible.
black female midget.
Yeah.
Let's check our boxes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, how did Midget get on the boxes?
Well, it's just
well, you can
they have
remember
to stand on them.
people forget about that.
Well, they're easy to miss.
I like again. I can't believe it wasn't who
The vape?
Hawaiian chick.
Oh,
How's together?
no.
What do you mean no?
No, that's what I mean. I mean, no.
I don't want her.
Why not?
I don't want her.
Why not? Military, conservative, female, and she may
not
anybody.
Conservative is the problem. That's not true.
I've had her on the show. She's a very nice lady. She's
Yeah.
not conservative.
There are no more conservatives. Trump's not conservative,
She's not terrible.
right? Am I right? Trump is not a
His
conservative.
policies
So
are
what's-
pretty damn conservative.
I know, but he's not. But yes, eyebrows is art, but J.D. Vance is like.
Okay, all right, JD.
I like J.D. Vance.
Well, he said that the VP is going to be at the debate, so
But he said he's not going to until the convention.
Right.
So there's going to be like 3 people.
Right.
And you're going to go.
yeah.
Right?
He's
I
going,
think
well, he's
that's
going to play them off each other. He's going to break up a pool cue. He's like, they're potential vice presidential candidates there. Which will it be?
Cut back to him like Burgum sitting on his lap.
Yes. I don't know. I don't know. Could it be you? Or maybe you?
Who's left?
Vance, Vance,
Carson.
Burgum, and Carson is what we're hearing.
And Vivek is kind of the dark horse candidate.
That's what people
I
person
love
mentioned it with
Vivek.
the
But
authority.
Carson, I don't get the thrills with Carson. Yes.
You don't think that Ben Carson inspired?
He's one of the most incredible, incredibly accomplished people.
Absolutely. He's a brain surgeon. It's like a black astronaut. You don't see many of those. Now listen.
No, I think it was his brother.
Oh, really?
I did. I listen. People often say
Oh
that
my
I could have said not. But
That was
I
pretty crazy.
married to a single mom in Detroit, and I stabbed her in the belt buckle. So I would say that I qualified. He's not who they would accuse like Condoleezza Rice. You can't say that man did not have the quote unquote black experience.
No.
Ben Carson.
That's right. No, it's absolutely right. J.D. Vance is
All
a
right.
smart dude.
Yeah. I also like the
And
legend
he's
of his
a good
dagger.
player. Yeah, good player in his belly. Somebody, I guess they always do this online. They brought up something. Yeah, but he,
Right. Yeah.
whatever.
We'll see who it is. But actually, who we do know we will have joining us here in just a little bit. But first, I want to set this up for you. This is Donald Trump's national secretary, Caroline Levitt. She'll correct me if I say Caroline. At some point, it may happen. Monday, this went viral. She was booted off of CNN because if they cannot control the playing field, they simply take their ball away from it. Right? These are the people who say that Donald Trump is a fascist. These are the people who say that, democracy, right? Washington Post, democracy dies in darkness. All right, let's have a voice of opposition. No! So this is what happened. They booted this charming dame for speaking the truth, and I'll prove it.
What do you expect from Biden? Well, first of all, it would take 5 minutes to after Donald Trump ever has consistently presented like President Trump something.
Ma'am, I'm going to stop this interview if you continue to attack my colleagues. I would like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump.
Yes.
If you are here to speak on his behalf,
And I will
we
do
will
that.
have this conversation.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay.
Now,
I'm
after
sorry,
this
guys.
debate,
We're going to
the
come back after the
expectation
panel.
for
Caroline,
the
thank you very much for your time. You are welcome to come back at any point. She is welcome. Come back and speak about Donald Trump, and Donald Trump will have equal time to Joe Biden.
If it's exactly how we
Join
want
us
it.
now at next.
Look how Razzle she's.
In Atlanta for this debate.
She will be allowed on. If she doesn't fact check us, just like streams will be allowed on YouTube, if they do not fact check us, just think you cannot get any more fascist than these people. By definition, I get that they're not in roles of government, but they would like to be, and they have the ear of the president. By the way, this is how you know that this woman was removed for telling the truth that was uncomfortable. Tapper does it all the time. Here's just one clip of a direct Trump-Hitler comparison.
South America, Africa, and Asia. No. Europe. When he uses the term poisoning blood of our country, poisoning the blood of our country. If you were to open up a copy of Hitler's Mein Kampf, you would find the Nazis describing mixing of non-Germans as poisoning. The Jew Hitler wrote poisons the blood of others. This, to Hitler, was an existential threat to Germany because, quote, all great cultures of the past perish only because the originally created race died out from blood poisoning, unquote. There's really no other way to say it. Language mirrors this directly.
Does that seem like a direct Hitler comparison? I mean, Mein Kampf, Donald Trump said
So
he's using
far,
the language of
guys,
Hitler. By
this
the way,
is,
there are plenty of ways to poison
challenging.
that aren't racially based. If my daughter,
Maybe
15
a
years from
little
now, brought home a
too
tapper, I'd give her the COVID vaccine.
I think Hitler was talking about eating paint chips.
Yes, exactly. Talking about using round cup. Imagine if Hitler was watching CNN. He'd be like, oh no, I have mesothelioma and I can't believe I was tricked into reverse mortgage. All right, let's bring on our guest, Donald Trump's national press secretary, Caroline Levitt. And for those of you who are not following her yet, you can follow her at K Levitt NH on X. We'll bring it up as a lower third because I think it's a little bit difficult for people to remember. Caroline, thank you for being here. Can you see and hear us?
Yes, I can see you. I can hear you loud and clear. Thanks for having me.
Look at you. You have your studio set up. Look, this is how it should go. She knows exactly what she's doing. Let me ask you. Did it shock you what happened with CNN, or was it completely expected?
I will be honest. It was utterly shocking that they cut my mic and moved off the network. All I was trying to do was speak the truth, was repeat statements that Jake Tapper himself has made on the air, and they abruptly muted me. And I was doing interviews from my remote studio in my home, so I don't have a monitor that shows me the program.
I know.
So I didn't realize that I was actually canned. I kept talking about inflation.
So you were talking to yourself in a room?
Yes! And then a producer came in my ear, and they're like, "Man, we cut you off." So I had to go back and watch it on television, and it was truly shocking. They kick off debate week in that way. But the fact that they did it proves our campaign's point.
Right.
That President Trump is knowingly walking into a lion's den tomorrow.
A lot of people watching don't realize that that's the case. Sometimes they give you the option of having a monitor, but there's a 5 or 6 second delay, and it's more distracting. It happened with me one time, a story like that. I was on Russia Today a long time ago during the Trayvon Martin case. I said, and I bet that at some point when we're talking about this, you'll bring up his school picture when he was 14 and not his mugshot. And I didn't know that's exactly what they already had on screen when I went back and watched it on YouTube. So that's what was my read. It's just a given, right, that Jake Tapper has compared Donald Trump to Hitler. He's done so many times. I thought it looked to me like you were going to sort of skim past that because it's a given, we all know it, and then get to the facts that are obviously most relevant. They wouldn't even allow you to throw in what we all know to be true. That was offensive.
That's exactly right. I was about to pivot and talk about our debate strategy and what we expect on Thursday night, but she couldn't handle it. She was really turned deranged, honestly. If you look at her body language, she really was frazzled. I believe she probably had a producer in her ear telling her at me, and then she couldn't keep up with her words after they threw me off. And she did a disservice to CNN by doing so, because now the whole world has been watching Jake Tapper's long history of anti-Trump statements. And again, it actually helped prove our point that this is going to be to debate.
Well, can you tell everyone watching now, we just went through our strategy here. What is the strategy for Donald Trump, you think, in this debate? What does he need to do? And please, this is one thing. I really hope that you guys have a live website that Donald Trump can direct people to fact check CNN, because they're going to be cutting his mic. I hope he has that. Tell me he does, but what do you guys have?
We have a fantastic operation. We got the best guys in the business. They sit and they watch and they will be live fact checking, absolutely. And anyone who wants to check that out, follow us on X and also on Truth Social. And there may be a website. We'll have to see. We haven't made any announcements on that front yet, but we will have all of the fact checks in real time for sure, calling out Joe Biden for his lies, because we know what to expect from Joe Biden. He's going to lie on that debate stage. He lied on the debate stage 4 years ago to CNN's face, saying that the Hunter Biden laptop wasn't real. So if CNN wants to prove that they're truly the most trusted name in news, they should ask Joe Biden, why did you lie about the existence of your son's laptop 4 years ago on this stage? As for our strategy, as for President Trump, he's going to remain focused on the issues that matter to voters right now. He goes all across this country, takes questions directly from voters, engages in media interviews with the press all the time. So he knows what's top of mind for the American people, and that is immigration, invasion, and the astronomical cost of living in this country because of Biden's inflation. And he has real solutions and plans to cure those crises. So you'll hear him talk about that on the stage tomorrow night.
Absolutely, and I hope that he does point to the contrast, because you rarely have the opportunity of 8 years of Obama with this vice president. Then you have 3 of President Trump. I would say 3. You don't really have a full 4 years because of the crap that they pulled that last year. And then you have continuation of business as usual. It's one of those arrows in your quiver that most people don't have, and the numbers on that don't lie. Biden cannot get away from it. I do know that Gerald has a question here for you. Yes.
Yeah. So I thought your kind of line on Jake Tapper was very relevant, because he's going to be one of the moderators there, right? But have you seen also that CNN is now threatening other creators like us, like Tim Pool and other people who are going to be doing those live fact-checking streams, and saying they're not looking to have that stream, and also working with YouTube to potentially take those down? Have you guys heard about that?
I have not heard about that, but that's very much not surprising to me at all, that they would try to forbid, independent folks like yourself, who are unafraid to speak the truth from fact-checking them. And, we learned this yesterday. If you go on CNN's fact-check page on their website,
back in the green
there are currently 25 fact-checks of Donald Trump on that site, 5 of Joe Biden. There are 5 times more fact-checks of Donald Trump than Joe Biden, even though every time Joe Biden speaks, the lie is coming out of his mouth.
Yeah, we actually went through, they have a new segment. Is it called fact-checking Trump? I don't remember what it's called by that little feminine man. We fact-checked all of his 30 fact-checks. All of them. We did it in about 12 minutes. It wasn't even close. They did this with Donald Trump back during his, during the first campaign. Washington Post did it. We fact-checked 50 of the fact-checkers. What happens when there's no one out there fact-checking the fact-checkers? That's why they want to remove the voices. Let me ask you this. Do you worry at all that maybe there's been an expectation set too low for former Vice President Joe Biden? People are saying, he won't be able to do anything. He won't be able to speak. Where if he just speaks coherently, if they have the right cocktail that's pumping him 45 minutes before, him being able to finish his thought, they can sort of champion as a win.
Well, look, the media has certainly been trying to dumb down expectations for Biden, and as long as he can stand up there and not drool on himself for 90 minutes, they're going to declare it a victory for him. But that's not a victory. And we need Joe Biden to answer questions. We need Joe Biden to propose solutions to the problems that his administration and their policies have created. That's the real test for Biden. And look, his team knows how much is riding on this thing. That's why he's been hiding in the woods at David for a week with not one publicly scheduled event. And that's not getting enough attention in this country right now, by the way. The fact that we have a leader of the free world who cannot prep for a debate and also govern. He has literally been pulled away in the woods, practicing standing, reportedly, having a group of advisors drill talking points into his dumb skull. I mean, I can tell you, it's looking a lot different on our campaign. President Trump has continued with his very busy schedule, and he doesn't need a bunch of advisors to tell him what to say, because he knows what to say. So the Biden team, they know what's riding on this. There's a lot of pressure on Joe Biden tomorrow night, and we should expect that he's going to come out with the same artificially stimulated vigor that he had at the State of the Union address, because they know that he needs to perform.
Well, if he spent that much time at Camp David, he could even come out is lying, so we don't know. That's it's tick season. Let me ask you this: do you know, because this was speculated before, that they might actually host this debate, have them sitting? Do you know if that is confirmed, or that they aren't going to be standing?
They will be standing in the debate. Yes.
That is an advantage to the man who can stand. So already, that's start one for you guys. Now I know you can't tell anyone here about VP choice, James. Okay. But let me ask you this.
That means nothing.
I know, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, but it's okay. I see it. I'm tracking. But let me ask you this: what's it like working on President Trump's campaign? Do you have any crazy stories or anything that maybe provide some insight? Because I know it can get.
Yes, it is chaotic. It's constant work, literally 24/7, because we have a leader in President Trump who never stops working. He is literally the most well-read man in America. I would argue that. I would put my life savings on that point. He always knows what is happening in this country, what is going on around this world. He keeps the rest of us as his staff on his toes, but it's such an honor to work for him. He is so much fun. We have a lot of fun on this campaign, flying around the country on Trump Force One. Will never get old. And he really is a great boss. A lot of people, there's a lot of misconceptions about him, who he is as a person, but he's incredibly kind. He cares about his staff. He cares about people, and that's why he's doing this. I mean, this man does not have to be running for president right now. I've been to his golf clubs. They are very nice. Mar-a-Lago is a beautiful place. He could be hanging out at all of those places, enjoying his life and the great business that he and his family have built, but he has chosen to step back into this dirty and a fight because he loves this country so much, and it's such a fun ride to be part of it and to go around our beautiful country and meet so many wonderful people.
What is it? Is he like people here where he's polite and kind of formal with people who don't know, but he busts the chops with people who are closest to him, where it's like if he's razzing you,
very much so.
That's what I was. Yeah.
When he starts busting your chops, you're on his good side.
Right, yeah, exactly. That's what I was like. Nick walks in like, oh, your 90s hiking boots. I'm kidding, you look great. Who are you? Hello, nice to meet you. Oh, Gerald, let's look at your back hair. Oh, get the shears. That's the thing. People don't understand. And I think that there's been a real value to, and you've been around this in Donald Trump, destroying this preconceived notion where people out there are like, oh, no, they're not like us. They're presidential. It's like, hold on a second. You want someone who you know where you stand with. That's the read that I get on him, and I'm not someone who's offended by that. So I hope that that's the case, and I hope that he's ready here for this debate. And I really do hope that he tosses the questions back to former Vice President Biden and gives him the floor. That is a way to disarm those moderators. The more they have to say, you don't have to answer that, President Biden. You don't have to. The more they do that, the weaker he looks. If you were to voice one thing that you want to see most tonight, if it's one zinger, if it's one topic, or one moment, is there something that you have in your head?
I think just for President Trump to be President Trump, and for him to highlight his strength with Biden's weakness, for him to show how much he loves this country, because I see it personally working for him every single day. And in terms of an issue, to really drive home the migrant crime invasion that we have seen wreak havoc across this country. In the last week, we've heard tragic stories of young women being raped and assaulted. A mother in Maryland, who President Trump has spoken to that mother, by the way. Joe Biden still hasn't said her name. He probably doesn't even know her name. President Trump actually knows these families. He takes time to call them, to meet with them. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen him hug mourning mothers who have lost their children at the hands of illegal people who Biden let into this country. And so he understands the pain that a lot of Americans are suffering right now, and I hope that he will relay that tomorrow night, if given an honest opportunity to do so by these moderators. And we hope that CNN will redeem themselves. They will try to be the most trusted name in news tomorrow night and ask good, tough questions of both candidates, because our country deserves it.
That was really good. You said that with a straight face. You said that with a straight face, which I appreciate. You are growing into this role. It's like, if they want to redeem themselves, come on, we know it's not going to happen. But I have one question from Nick, and I know you have a heart out.
It's not a question. It's just, I've been watching her. She's unbelievable.
Yes.
But don't use the term top of mind. She said top of mind earlier. Why? Because
is there something inappropriate?
Yeah, what's her name? Kareem Jean-Pierre made it up. She made it up, Caroline.
That's like the Jen Psaki circle back. You just can't say it anymore.
Circle back.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm not the only one that noticed. I'm telling you.
All right, okay. Okay, well, that's fine.
That, you don't have sandbags. What? Sandbags around the podium for Biden.
All right, this has been Nick DePaul.
Okay,
Hey, Carol,
all right.
I know you have a lot to get to.
This is actually a pretty nice challenge.
It's K11NH
I'm
on
not
X.
just
and,
building
I
the
think
city
you are a great
immediately.
ambassador for President Trump. Thank you for taking the
So
time
far,
to do
so
it
good.
on your own.
Thank you guys. Anytime. Appreciate what you do.
Absolutely.
And I haven't gotten to the point where,
Caroline,
you know, other tile upkeeps is an issue, but from what I've heard and seen, they probably can keep it, just reduce it to maybe 10 to 20% of what it is.
Her face when he just hears.
But I don't know.
She just hears from Nick. Sandbags.
We'll see.
Really? We're talking about Joe Biden. I mentioned sandbags. You guys can't make the connection.
Either way, so far, I'm actually liking the challenge.
And I was like, that is a real thing.
You only had a couple seconds.
Okay.
I didn't have time
And
to
now
say
there's
whatever.
actually
You don't have
a
any
reason
seconds.
to
They gave it to you.
build
That's what you did with it.
Yeah, exactly.
low-rent housing. I'm happy with
I
that.
see these people like,
No, I get it.
I love her, but
She's great. And by the way,
top of mind makes me ill.
It's also not fair to have her next to that cackling hag on CNN. That's side by side. Look at how unflattering that side by side was by virtue of CNN just having who they have. That's Donald Trump Biden.
Does Trump have anybody under an 8 working for him, female-wise?
I don't think so.
Oh my God, he's like Hugh Hefner.
Yeah, they bring in. We have a new press. Oh, a tomboy crows.
He's gonna come out in a smoking robe and a pipe.
My money's still going down, even though it's saying it's going up.
Oh, this press.
Come on,
All the correspondence was.
We didn't spend a lot of time with Jake Tapper's
I have to
history.
take a loan here.
Did I hear this right yesterday? Dana Bash's husband or fiance, whoever, was one of the guys, the 51 guys that started that intelligence the laptop was real.
Oh, Dana Bash. Did we? Let's have Mission Control bring that up. Yeah, I remember if we covered it. I don't remember if he was one of the actual signers.
That's exactly what I heard yesterday on TV. But who knows? I was watching, BET.
All right.
And by the way, he's going to be at the Terry Theater in Jacksonville, Florida, August 9th. NickDip.com. Hey, seldom do you get to see a legend while they're still around. Often people have to die for them to be legendary. But, we're lucky.
I think I just passed Biden on the dead boy.
He's going to get Rocky Marciano on the propeller.
Come on, man, go up.
I'll get back to you.
Yeah, okay, you get back to us there on Mug Club. And again, like we told you, 3 in 3. You can download it. You can subscribe wherever you get this audio podcast, Spotify, Apple. 3 key facts in 3 minutes.
No, I see. Every time a house is built, the money goes down. That's weird.
When all information is available, sometimes it feels as though no information. And it's an art in distilling. And I will say this stemmed from the fact that when I do change my mind, when I do debates, people come back and very good 90% of the time it's the same argument. 90% of the time. And if you are ready and have a bird's eye view where you are armed with the appropriate information, 3 inescapable facts, you'll be able to deal with everything that comes your way at Thanksgiving dinner. And retaining information can be really tough in today's day. We actually have studies that show that with memory, short-term memory is a thing of the past. Information retention is very difficult when you're bombarded with a lot of information. So this is 3 key facts in 3 minutes or less. Is there something? There's nothing else. No ads. That's all it is. It's for you during this break through the 4th of July. And you asked for it. Mug Club is what's provided it. Good ad free. Really appreciate it. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be starting with pre-gaming for this debate. This is the kickoff of election season. And if you are watching, you haven't joined yet, click that button. You can continue watching on Mug Club because we are going to play Pokemon or racial slur. This is usually where I would say piss off YouTube. Hey, is that lady on CNN? Is that the Greek? She looks like she could be Greek. But today we'll say thank you, Rumble. Let's go to Mug Club.
Alright. Let's go ahead and head over here to Dungino. Ponzi's.
He hates conservatives, Republicans, and Donald Trump. Judge alters gag order, letting him talk about witnesses in the jury after hush money conviction. There's a debate coming up. And in the debate, it would probably be helpful to bring up the fact that Joe Biden's, number 3 guy at the Department of Justice left to prosecute Donald Trump in New York. His name is Colangelo. Oh, look, Urchan left in place a ban on Trump commenting about court staffers. The prosecution team. The prosecution team. And their families until he is censored. Court staffers. meaning the judge and his daughter who's making money.
That is
off
a
this too.
good reason to build
Please don't fall for
the
this stuff. There's
signature
this
buildings,
absolute
aside from them just
cosmetic
being
bullshit.
pretty.
Merchant's only doing this
Actually
because
help
he
you
wants the Biden team
get
to
in the
get
green
rid
a
of
little bit.
No one gagged Donald Trump. The gag order was lifted. It was not lifted. The part about the judge and Colangelo from the Biden team, that the most important debate, are still
Yeah,
intact.
so far I'm liking
I think
this.
Donald Trump should violate it, in my opinion.
Alright.
But, you know, I get it. He's in a bad spot. We don't want to put him off the
Good
trail.
challenge.
So I understand there's a lot of competing. By the way, here's what they're doing. They're trying to win the debate before it even happens. Ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake. Everybody knows. Do not underestimate Joe Biden. Guys, are you annoyed with me saying this? Please answer yes, because if you're annoyed, I got to say it 10 more times. Do not make this mistake. Underestimating Biden. Anybody can have a cup of coffee, wiki, nod, and show up for an hour and a half. However, we got to talk rationally too. Joe Biden has found self-control, is obviously cognitively impaired, and is kind of an idiot. So we do stand a good chance of winning. But let's not in advance discount the fact that this guy could possibly win the debate button. Okay? I'm serious. However, because of that, they understand Joe Biden has a lot of weaknesses. You see this thing with Judge Merchant and the gag order on Colangelo. They're trying to slant the playing field. I want you to listen to this clip. This is a Clinton advisor, former as a Democrat. He's not a Republican. His name's Mark Penn. Reasonable guy. He's not of all the Democrats. This guy's one of them. He's like, hey man, listen. CNN is already going in this thing with the idea to take down Donald Trump. So if you're going into this thinking Trump has a chance with the moderators, you're out of your mind.
Incredibly different objectives. I think the moderator probably to take Trump can't really be a CNN moderator. Let Trump look. You really have to get it. Kind of the problem.
Folks, that's a Democrat. I mean, everybody knows that this is a 3-on-1 debate. You know, I made a mistake during the radio show, so I watched the radio. I said to producer Jim, I'm like, you know, the 3 debaters, and I mean 2 moderators. He's like, no, you're right, it's 3 debaters. Dana Bass, Jake Tapper, and Joe Biden against Donald Trump. Donald Trump's good enough that he can still win, but none of us should be presumptuous about it. They're trying to slant the playing field. They want Joe Biden running downhill. They want Donald Trump running uphill, trying to tackle him. So I don't care how strong you are. Gravity in that vector is going to have a powerful ability to knock the other guy over. I don't care if you're 85 years old or whatever. They're trying to slant the playing field. And when you see what's going on here, you'll learn to dissect it and openly mock it and laugh at it. Convenient, this dropped yesterday. You think it's an accident right before the debate? You guys see this headline? Axios. 16 Nobel economists see a Trump inflation bomb. What are the... What? So weird. Look at this. What a coincidence that 16 Nobel economists, by the way, they're not economists. They're economists in name only. They're liberal activists. Right before the debate, they put out this talking point saying, hey man, if Trump gets into office, the inflation that wasn't there the last time he was in office and materialized when Biden got in office will magically appear under Trump, even though it happened under Biden. Now, of course, these morons expect you to believe them. But the chat folks, Peter, you have any idea why they would do this? Because, just like the intelligence, 51 intelligence officials, they want Joe Biden on stage to be able to say what?
Hi, Ray.
16 Nobel.
And of course, idiots are going to fall for it as if we haven't seen this before. Put up those tweets by Joe Biden. Folks, forget these people. Everything they tell you is wrong. These are the stupid smart people. Here's a tweet by Joe Biden. Look at the date. December 2021. 17 Nobel Prize winners in economics say the Build Better Act will help ease long-term inflationary pressures. Inflation spiked. Those Nobel Prize winners nailed it. Here's another one. I plan to fight inflation will lower your costs and lower the deficit. Your costs are up, the deficits are even higher. 17 Nobel laureates said his plan will ease long-term inflationary pressures. Folks, it never ends with these idiots. They're all experts, man. Stupid, smart people. Of course, our good friend Mazemore, here's another one. 17 Nobel Prize winners in economics said Build Back Better will ease long-term inflationary pressures. We can get this done. Inflation then jumped to levels we haven't seen since Jimmy Carter. Folks, these are the stupid, smart people we talk about. Academia has become polluted with DEI garbage, activist agendas. These people are not serious. Disregard them. Everything they tell you is garbage. Some of the dumbest people in the world are the smartest academics you've ever seen. They're the stupid, smart people we warned you about. Hat tip Mazemore, best video accounts on Mazemore. Follow the account. It's fantastic. This is one of Maze's videos. This is the Biden team constantly touting the Nobel Prize winning economists who everything they've told you they said was right was in fact wrong. Launched right before the debate for some
15 recipients of the Nobel Prize in Economics released a letter in support of the president's Build Back Better plan, including 4 Nobel Prize winners recently highlighted in an open letter. 17 Nobel laureates who have conveyed this will help address inflation.
14 Nobel laureates in economics that will actually bring down the cost, reduce the deficit, and it will totally pay for it, and it's going to reduce inflation. 17 Nobel laureates in economics, and 15 Nobel laureates in economics. Released a letter yesterday. 17 Nobel Prize winners in economics said, spontaneously wrote together. 14 Nobel laureates in economics wrote to me telling me it will also diminish the impact of inflation. The impact of 17 Nobel laureates saying it's going to decrease. This is from 15 Nobel laureates in economics. Because this agenda, the one I'm talking about,
Michael just said it, folks. What we do without experts? What would we do without these Nobel laureates? They nailed it. We're going to cut the deficit. Inflation's going to come down. Your wages are going to go up. Yeah, none of that happened. Everything they told you, the opposite happened. That Axios article about the Nobel economists is only done to tilt the playing field of the debate so Joe Biden's running downhill and Trump's running uphill. I'll tell you something. I'm not trying to be an ass. It'll be a miracle if Donald Trump comes out of this debate unscathed. A miracle. And that is in absolutely no way selling this guy's debating skills short. And I am not doing some psyop on him. He's debating 3 people. He's debating the entire entertainment space, the entire academic space, the entire political swamp, all at the same time. If he comes out of this completely unscathed and beats the political snot out of Biden in this thing and makes him look terrible, we should all be like, expect a few more tricks before the debate tomorrow. By the way, who's going to win? All right, I got something coming up next I want to show you because I want to prove to you again how before the debate tomorrow, there's so much material out there Trump has that if the moderators just do a not horrible job, Donald Trump has a fighting chance because all the evidence you need is right in front of you, especially this clip by Mayorkas. Something insane that even NBC had a report on yesterday. You were in real danger. Stay tuned, I'll get right to it. Blackout coffee. I'm going to be awake. Folks, you know I'm a big fan of blackout coffee. Have a dark. I'm a little conflicted. To be candid with you. Cinnamon French toast is my favorite. It's just amazing. All of you in the chat seem to love cinnamon French toast. Paul is a blueberry crumble fan. Did a little game with John who ordered more. I won with cinnamon French toast, but I've got to tell you, the dark chocolate is absolutely spectacular. Blackout coffee uses premium. Listen, the company's been incredible to ship within 48 hours of the coffee is always bold tasting coffee flavor with these crisp little bites, dark chocolate, cinnamon French, very crumble. Espresso is amazing. Get rid of the junk coffee. Go to blackoutcoffee.com/. Your deal. Get rid of that woke corporate garbage coffee. drink a bowl of coffee. Blackoutcoffee.com. We'll use coupon code. Make this. See, who just said that? Bradford Hope, dark chocolate. You know it, bro. That's amazing. Last sponsor today, My Pillow. All of you out there know Mike Lindell and My Pillow. No longer have a box to it. So Mike's doing this thing that I think is really solid. It's passing the savings. Having a $25 extravaganza. Amazing. Promise you. Mike used to be just a promise solution, one product. Then hundreds of products. Some of you get the word out there. $5. 2-pack Mopi used My Pillows. Sandals, $25. Or 6-pack towel sets, $25. Brand new towels. We're giving some of this stuff away if you are in the season. For the first time ever, the premium My Pillows with all new Giza fabric, any size, any level, any size. Amazing offer. Let's go to mypillow.com.
Alone.
Shipping. Folks, they're doing all of this. Said this. I need you to. All of this is happening. Anybody in the chat, you guys have any doubt? Destruction is real. I need you to understand this. What Joe Biden and activists left is up to right now in the States. The destruction is intentional. I promise you it is not an accident. There is no amount of death or destruction, no terror threat, nothing that is going to stop them from shutting down the border, engaged in their demographic destiny, placement argument. They don't care who dies. They did, they would do what? Stop it. Yet they don't. I want you to remember this first. This is probably one of the most sound bites, video clips you will ever see or hear. This is my ordinance. Not long after they got into power, the Biden team. Basically bragging about dumping every Trump-effective border policy that would stem the flow of illegal.
Rescinded so many Trump immigration policies, it would take so much time to list them.
Hear 'em? It would take too much time to talk about all the Trump policies they dumped. They were bragging about it. So you can't argue with the damn video. That's
pricey.
That's not a deep fake. It's not AI. It's not a cheap fake. That's real. Trump did work. He still had a legal process, but nothing even close to what Biden and his team have. Now, of course, we have this. The story of Jocelyn. Suspects in her sexual assault with 2 illegal alleged suspects. Apparently was wearing an ankle monitor while the attack. Honestly, folks, I know sometimes we put the details out because I can't even talk. Details are too horrific to discuss what they did to us nowadays. To show you how morally accurate. Folks, we are dealing with. There is a spiritual fight going on right now that people in politics. What is the absolute scum at the New York Times put up website? Texas script comes a new immigration flashpoint. The killing of 12-year-old Jocelyn Nagari in Houston was the latest crime seized. These Republicans pounced on people. I'm not suggesting their bodies aren't cells. I'm suggesting to you that there's some kind of evil energy that possesses these people. to make the killing of this 12-year-old, to ignore the fact that it likely happened horrible border policies, and then to call out the party trying to stop it, make a sick political argument, disgusting. Folks, the border is so bad, even NBC's had a report on it. NBC, straight up communists, because they don't have a choice, because even Democrats care about this issue now, because the Democrat community is being taken over. Here's a clip on NBC. I want you to listen to this. There are likely terrorists in the country now that the Biden team knows about, that they're straight up admitting they can't vet, but they're letting them in anyway.
NBC News has learned more than 50 migrants with potential ties to an ISIS-affiliated smuggling network are at large in America. Many illegally crossed the border and were released into the U.S. by Border Patrol because there was no information suggesting terror ties at the time. Now their whereabouts are unknown as immigration agents look to arrest them. U.S. officials tell us, saying they're among a group of over 400 migrants DHS identified in the U.S. from Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Moldova, Kyrgyzstan, Georgia, and Russia as subjects of concern because they were brought to the U.S. by an ISIS-affiliated smuggling network.
Folks, all of this is on purpose. Please tell me you hear. If you are out there and you're new to the audience and you think, oh no, these are political disagreements about dreamers and the future of the country, stop. I'm asking you as a friend. Aside, I get it. I'm an emotional guy and a passionate guy. Put that aside for a second. Just accept the text of what I'm telling you. This is all done on purpose. DHS, FBI, the FBI director himself know that Biden is creating a terror threat in the United States. Hear what I said? I use my words deliberately. He is creating himself a terror threat by allowing these people and admitting they met them, and then finding out after the fact that they're freaking terrorists or connected to terrorists. Folks, how many of you here are P1s? You listen every day. You remember me about 3 or 4 months ago telling you that an insider had given me some information that the biggest fear the Biden team has right now, biggest fear, is that there is going to be a massive terror strike in the United States before the election, likely a small arms or drone attack in a heavily populated area where they're heavy weapons and they start just randomly shooting people. Happened in Russia. How many people remember that? I told you this. The person's not lying to me. He's very well connected. It is Biden's biggest fear. Why is it his biggest fear? Because he knows he let these people in. There is going to be something that is going to happen. Biden's team is terrified there are going to be illegals they let in. Folks, flags in the chat, please, for all the wrong reasons. Remember this show. It's going to happen. Pray it doesn't. Pray. God, please save us. Biden knows, and so does his team. Think about what I just said opening this segment. This is all being done on purpose. Death, destruction, inflation. It is all being done on the destruction of our military. This is all being done on purpose. Here is the U.S. Deputy Secretary of Defense, Kathleen Hicks, giving a speech. She's giving a speech. Get a load of this. She's giving a speech on recruiting problems. Why people don't want to join the military. And she can't seem to figure it out, even though she answers her own question just minutes later in the same speech when she says this. Check this out.
Younger generations, that's a fundamental threat to our national security. It's in our national that requires us to and report value. They place a premium defending their enemies. At the Department of Defense, we strive to so we're proud of our we continue to listen to the
No, you don't.
up and down.
No, you
We heard
don't.
concerns about
That's why you booted me.
And policy.
Didn't do anything wrong. But I was a white male.
Just as it has been. Our progress, full readiness, and our focus on the are ready.
Let me tell you something. The military has one purpose. It is to defeat and destroy the bad guy. Defeat and destroy may mean kill. It may mean defeat. There's nothing pretty about warfare. I am not a warfighter. I haven't been. My greatest regret. I wish I was in the military. I wasn't. Greatest regret was not going into the Marine Corps, and thank you. A sincere thank you to everyone. You can't recruit people while you're focused on the needs of non-binary individuals. What about the needs of warfighters who need weapons to kill the freaking bad guy? You dipwad, did you think any of that? Folks, our enemies are laughing at us. The destruction's intentional. The cancer's inside the body. It's not an external virus. It's our own cells metastasizing. Parasitically eating up the energy sources of the United States. It's all happening in front of your face. Right now. People destroying us aren't the Russians or China. They'd like to. The people destroying us are on the inside. Yesterday I was working out a little bit while I was talking. Folks, I read an article in the Wall Street Journal I'm going to cover tomorrow. I got a lot to get to today, right? Just teeing it up a little bit. Coleman Jenkins has this piece out there. There is $1 trillion race going on right now for superintelligence. You know this? And there is widespread fear amongst very smart people, not the stupid smart people, actually smart people, war fighters, people who've been there. There is a almost tangible, touchable fear that the first country, China or the United States or Russia, that accesses the abilities of $1 trillion superintelligence, the world will never be the same for the loser. They will be able to shut us off like that. Shut down water plants, nuclear facilities, everything. Remember that Obama movie? They left us all behind or whatever, leave it all behind? Remember that movie? Where the whole world's internet shut down and nobody knows what their Tesla cars are driving everywhere? You understand that we're probably 3 to 5 years away from one of these countries developing this, and we're dicking around with 9 binary Pride Month agendas rather than learning how to fight wars and win? You understand the danger we're in? Folks, this is all intentional. None of this is by accident. By the way, another thing, wish I was freaking wrong about, but I wasn't. I told you they're coming for your gun. Now, I'll play for you a clip tomorrow of Vivek Murthy telling the senator from Indiana, Braun, who's running for governor, tell him, no, we're not going after guns as a public safety thing. Listen to me. I've warned you about this for a long time. Biden team gets reelected. Your firearm, kiss it goodbye. I'm telling you right now. You want to go out there and buy yourself a rifle? No. It's done. We'll be finished if we lose the House, the Senate, and to Biden. It's over. They're already doing it now. Why? Because they're sending a signal to the far left. Vote for us, and we are going to start taking people's guns. And how are they going to do it? Folks, read the tea leaves on the left, and strategies start to just materialize. They're going to do it the same way they've been doing it for the environment. How? Public nuisance lawsuits. Listen to Vivek Murthy. Same guy involved in the free speech laws. Listen to the Surgeon General. He put out this video yesterday. I want you to listen very carefully. He's talking about firearms, your Second Amendment rights. I want you to listen very carefully for the public health angle. This is the left's new line of attack on the environment and civil liberty. Check this out.
Right.
Folks, you do this long enough, you're going to get very good at it. It is no reflection of skill. It's only a reflection of chronological time. You read enough about the left, you start to see people. The left is realizing they're getting crushed. They are on the gun issue. Constitutional carriers taking over all over the country. Just like they're getting crushed on the environmental issue as all of their Green New Deal plans keep going up in smoke because nobody wants their cars. What do? File lawsuits. They never give up. And they're using public health and public nuisance lawsuits as a way to crush oil companies and to crush the gun business. Here, you think I'm making this up? We always bring the receipts. This is a dog whistle to the left. Vote for us, and we're going to get those MAGA people's guns if we win. Why do you think this happened now after he promised he wouldn't do it? You think it's an accident right before They are dead serious about a wealth tax, taking your guns, and taking your gas car. Here, Bloomberg Law. Use of public nuisance tort litigation is the real nuisance. This is Bloomberg. They talk about how California and a lot of these liberal states are waging battles against U.S. energy in state courts. They've sued them and accused them of aiding and abetting the public nuisance, climate change. Think this is an accident? Public nuisance lawsuits. This is the left. Look for it every time. This is their new little dog whistle. If we can't get legislation passed, we'll sue in court and we'll say it's a public nuisance. Then here's the kicker. I want you to listen to this Mike Davis clip coming up next. Then if you settle anything, if you settle with some of these companies, these public nuisance lawsuits, then they're going to sue you or try you criminally, claiming that, oh my gosh, you're just trying to hide this. This is election interference. Listen to Mike Davis talk about exactly this. Check this out.
It's going to set a pretty interesting precedent for these New York businesses and New York corporations and New York businessmen. If they're settling a nuisance claim through your lawyer, which is pretty routine, they're going to be charged with keeping misdemeanors, and that's going to be transformed into felonies many years down the road if you're in political disfavor with the prosecutor and the judge. I mean, that's the path we're heading down.
You see how we put this all together? You're a firearms company. You're Joe's Firearms. Joe's Firearms gets sued. You're a public nuisance. Joe's Firearms, in order to avoid the litigation because they don't have the money, settles the lawsuit, calls it a legal fee. The local attorney general or ADA then comes in and charges them criminally for fraud, calling it a legal fee. So, sounds familiar, right? Oh, that happened to Donald Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, learn to read. Stand there right in front of you. You'll never be caught off guard. Why do you think Vivek Murthy sent that out? All this stuff is connected.
So good on electricity that I...
By the way, major breaking news. Major breaking. It's a shame I had to hold this to the end of the show, but there's so much going on with news and the debate. I've really got to stack a lot in, so let's get right to it. Out at Judiciary GOP on X. Major breaking news. Right. We now know that CIA contractors colluded with the Biden campaign. Discredit Hunter Biden laptop story. Holy Moses, ladies and gentlemen. It appears now what we've known the entire time, that the CIA was knee-deep in the conspiracy theory that Hunter Biden, Joe Biden's son's laptop, was some Russian op. The CIA was involved the whole time. Folks, the entire government has been turned against us. The deep state, the police state, the silly state, the stupid state, I don't give a damn what you call it, is now fully been weaponized against us. We are living in it right now. The CIA was knee-deep in that. The CIA and the FBI, during the 2020 election, unquestionably assisted T. Biden in stealing the 2020 election. Unquestionable. We need a house clean. This is the part that made me. Ladies and gentlemen, the woman who was in charge of the CIA time a lot of this was going down was Gina Haspel. Gina Haspel is a name that's come up on this show a lot. I'm sure I'm on her target list. Gina Haspel was in charge of the CIA during the 2020 when all of this was going down. Gina Haspel apparently did absolutely nothing to dispel the myth that Hunter's laptop was a Russian op. The FBI did nothing either because they wanted to interfere in the election.
Don't have the money.
You know that, though. By the way, look up Gina Haspel, London, with Gina Haspel, London, Papadopoulos, Misfit. See what comes up. Gina Haspel was knee-deep in Spygate, too, the spying operation on Donald Trump's team. Unquestionably. Gina Haspel is one of the worst police state deep staters out there. Why is Gina Haspel not in front of Congress right now? They knew. You may say, well, Dan, why did Trump appoint you? Trump. Heard from a number of important people. She was the recommendation of one Mike Pompeo. Really? Mike gonna answer why he thought Gina Haspel was such a good pick? Listen, I'm not about throwing out there these random things. Folks, the CIA helped Joe Biden steal the 2020 election. In conjunction, it appears to be Gina Haspel's led CIA. Gina Haspel is recommended by Pompeo. Does he just have terrible vetting skills? Possibility. Why hasn't Pompeo answered any of those questions? Not know. She filled his role. Folks, I warned you 1,000 times. There are people inside who claim to be on our side. Be skeptical of them. One of the names got some. Let me leave you on a good note. You know Mark Robinson, running for governor, North Carolina, one of the best candidates in the country? He was at the Faith and Freedom Conference. You hear this? Let me tell you something. The worst spot in America to speak is after Mark Robinson. Leave you on a good note. Here's about a minute of this. Check this out.
Mainstream media here. If you're here, I want you to hear this. Hear me. I don't care what you say about me. I don't care what you do in your newsroom. I don't care about your plans and your schemes to bring this nation down with your Democratic friends. Why? Because Jesus Christ is still on the throne. You may have your news cameras and your satellite and your 24-hour news. But Jesus Christ holds the world in his hands. And he holds me in it as well. And what he has for me, you cannot keep from coming true. It may not be the governor's mansion. It may not be any political thing, but you will not stop Jesus Christ will in my life. I do not fear you. Write your stories, tell your lies, tell your half-truth. Christ is still on the throne because he lives in my heart. I live for him. I know whatever
Cheers
I
to
need
that,
on
bud.
this earth for him, it will get done.
Yeah, I'll take me some more of that. Want to fight back? Don't rely on the courts. Don't rely on the CIA, the FBI, government bureaucrats, politicians. We remove all the bad people from power. We put good people who actually give a damn about allegiance to this. We need more of that. Guy has allegiance to fire. It's an emergency. All right, folks, thanks again for tuning in. So just so we're clear about the programming schedule, the regular 11 a.m. podcast is going to happen tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. So don't you worry about that. We'll have debate recap on Friday. But please, join us live. What time should we start? Let's go 8:30. 8:30. We'll start at 8:30. That'll be me, Avita, and the crew. And it'll be ad-free, but it is a fair use issue. We'll run the debate live. So. Yes. See you back here tomorrow. And give us a follow on Apple and Spotify as well. Download them. Also, Rumble Cloud. Rumble.cloud. Join that cloud service. Thanks a lot for tuning in. See you on the radio.
Honestly, Liking this. Very difficult. I like that. Able to grow into it. Really. Take it at one. Not working. Damn. Damn, man. Very irresponsible. Two. Electricity demand. Away, 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 away. I did not. Right. I am sorry, guys. For some reason, the computer thinks I'm trying to log into Skype. Do not know why. Really weird. Still hemorrhaging money. What is costing so much money? Service upkeep. I do. Need the power. Listen here. Oh. I don't even know. What am I supposed to do? Not getting the max efficiency. It's cool. See if I can. Anytime lower, below 100%, your efficiency goes down exponentially. It returns if you go over 100. So that might be one of the big bugaboos. Current demand is 17 points. Okay, this. Give us a little bit of overhead. Listen. Or has the electricity. There might be. Then I'll just have to wait for it to stable. Alright, take a look. This. Right. How is it that I nearly halved my electricity expense? Still at about the same amount of money losing. Trash. Principal expense. How do we deal with that then? I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. Look at that. 60. Where are they emptying? Where are they emptying? Out of the city? Well, at least it's not egregiously easy anymore, so that's good. This might have gone, I don't know, maybe. It's literally my first time playing this. Gone way too. But they might have the direction. And they're ridiculous. Okay. Where's the domain? What? Alright, we're gonna give this another try. And I'm gonna go really slow. Hopefully the audio will come back too. Music, I mean. Alright. Try it again. I'll keep that name. I kind of like it, actually. Ransom Camp. Food. There it is. What's going on here? This is getting ridiculous. Oh my god. Come on. Work. Work. I have to find a different trash management strategy because this just ain't working. I don't know how. I'll wait until they start complaining of trash, I suppose. That's a start. I just uninstall everything. Yeah, that's probably the best bet, Wendy Mac. I mean, but at the same time, this is the first time I've played the Economy 2.0 mod, or update, so I mean, we'll see what happens. My mods aren't uploading correctly either. At least so far, it seems like trash is way too expensive. But I've only just gotten a taste of this so far. Complaining of it now, so so frustrating yesterday. Gotta have Anarchy and a few others. Okay, looks like. Yeah, for sure, Wendy. For sure. Alright. The trash now. The trash. Services. I don't know what to do about this, though. I'll be right back. I gotta pee. Ready then. Yeah, I don't know what to do about the trash issue, which pops up immediately, it seems. Because there's no other option. Just make an overly expensive dump. I don't know what to do. Then you got this. Because the power plant's the first place to have too much trash. This is honestly a little extreme from what... I mean, this is a little extreme. Yes. Stabilize this soon. Pretty screwed. Good enough. Alright, guys. That's it for today. I'll come back again tomorrow and put a little bit more time and energy into this and see how we see if we can get this working out. But so far it looks like there's a problem with the price of garbage. So, yeah, sort of. I'll see you all tomorrow.